Hello, beautiful, beautiful souls. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is Eve 44.4. I'm doing a pick a stone here, pick a card for this very beautiful full moon in Leo that we are headed right into as I'm speaking here and doing this video today. As we get started, though, I want to invite you to always check out the description because I do put important things in the description below. If you want to look at my Instagram channel, I just posted yesterday messages of love and romance for Valentine's Day. They're very short, but it's a pick a pile. If you want to check that out, if you're jumping on because you have a very specific message about love or romance, but they are general messages, okay? I don't go into great detail on this person or that person. I speak about the journey of love, because the journey of love is what we're all ultimately here for. And we're allowing love to love through us. And we're learning on this earth and through this soul incarnation or this soul's journey that we're on, that love is perhaps the greatest mystery that we actually ever face. And it's a journey. There's no destination. It's always going to be a journey. There's never going to be a guarantee. It's about how you can not only be in the presence of love, but truly live through love and what that means for you. Because ultimately, love is the beating heart of the cosmos. It's what connects and binds, expands and grows every living thing. Love is ultimately the water, the air, and all forms of nurturance that we take in. If you notice, when we're in that place of love, everything around us feels more bright or sparkly. Our body feels better. Our intentions are higher. And so love is always teaching us something. And my journey here is this beautiful guide. I am a twin flame teacher and guide, but I am also a love angel. I am here then as a messenger of love on this beautiful planet we call Earth. And so when you come to my messages, know that that is the perspective from which I am going to approach everything. We all have lessons here, including myself. Just be mindful of that. Now, below also is my website information, and do check that out because I will have the link to let me know if you want to join my upcoming Zoom event, which is here on Thursday, February 17th. I'm doing an approximate 1-hour event. All are welcome, where I am bringing in the energy of the Venus-Mars conjunctions. We have two very powerful ones coming here on February 16th, which is the actual day of the full moon, and then one on March 5th. And we will not have any more Venus-Mars conjunctions for about 2 more years after that, until 2024. So this is going to be a powerful event that I am hosting here. Reach out to me through my website. Click on that tab if you're interested in joining. I will be doing a light meditation, a short lecture, and setting the intentions for each and every one of us. So as we get started here, I want to just remind all of you that for this year of 2022, we are in the year of the triple goddess. We are in the year of Venus. So every single month, every new moon and every full moon, know that the goddess of love, creativity, beauty, and abundance is guiding us. And she's guiding us through different lenses. When we have the full moon in Leo and also the full moon in Virgo next month, we are doing the cosmic dance of love, because Aquarius to Leo and then Pisces to Virgo, they each have different messages, but it's about bringing in these cosmic divine relationships. Because in this year of the triple goddess, of the lovers in the tarot, of the Venus, we are bringing in cosmic love, cosmic relationships. And that is my theme moving forward. Cosmic love. And this is an unknown for many of us. We're not going to have all the answers as we embark on this journey. So let's look at the messages for the full moon in Leo. The timestamps will be below. The full moon in Leo with the sun in Aquarius is we are wanting to integrate and balance out our higher mind, which is ruled by Aquarius. Aquarius is about reaching the higher realms of intellect, wisdom, and knowledge. It's our higher mind. And Leo rules the heart, our high heart. So during this full moon, we are integrating or further building the pathway between our rationality and our emotionality, between our high-mindedness, our higher mind, and our high heart. And we want them to be in balance and working in harmony with one another. And so you may be faced in these next couple weeks or month with a lot of experiences or situations, wherever they are in your life, including your love life, where you don't want to just use one tool. Meaning, don't just look at it through your rational mind or your mental body, and don't just look at it through your heart or your emotions. Bring both to the table. And when you're doing so, access it through your high heart, which is your ability to come to every situation from a place of unconditional love. And your higher mind is the observer mind, the one that does not attach to drama, but instead steps back and takes on the position of the observer, which is the position of non-attachment. Because when we are in that place of non-attachment, we then have a much greater ability to see things that are outside the box, to look at things from multiple perspectives. We get a bigger or a grander view when we practice that. And it's the same with the high heart energy. When we do it from the threshold or the platform of unconditional love, our compassion is what comes to the forefront, and we can then attain a greater emotional understanding for whatever situation or relationship we are involved in, okay? So that is the theme that we are all in right now. And the full moon is happening here on February 16th, when Venus and Mars are coming together in their sacred dance of cosmic love. So let's pick a pile here for the messages. And I'm going to warn you, the messages are actually different for each pile as I was pulling them and getting them ready here. And if you do feel called to pull more than one pile, please always listen to your intuition. The first one is the fire element, and the stone is blue. So the pile number one is fire and the blue stone. And it's the fire element, which is Aries, Leo, Sag. But understand, you don't have to pick your piles based on those signs. If you feel drawn to fire, or that is what you need right now in your life, look at that pile. Pile number two is the earth element, and the stone is orange or carnelian. And that would be Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Pile number three is the air element, and the stone is green. That would be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And for pile two, I meant Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Wow, I'm going on to Libra twice here. Something must be going on with me and Libras. And pile number four is the water element. That would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, and the stone is white or crystal, one of the crystal stones. So let's start right now with the fire element. And I pulled from the Goddess deck to see what is the overall message for those of you that chose the element of fire. And understand, all the elements have a lesson. All the fire signs are about following one's passion, choosing optimism over pessimism. They're always very fast moving, but the lesson for fire is twofold. One, to follow your passion. Seek it out if you don't know what it is. When you find yourself stuck, use your creative tools to get your energy moving so that the passion starts building in you again, and then you can go after it. So fire's gift is its ability to see over the mountain. It has an ability to be a visionary and to be very optimistic. What fire's here to learn, though, is when to apply steady as she goes, to not skip steps on the journey, to not jump ahead too quickly without enjoying the process and learning all the small details along the way. So fire sometimes has to catch itself and say, wait a minute, I've got to slow down here because I've got to prepare for that vision or that passion that I'm headed towards. Okay? So that's the lesson with all the fire signs. And the goddess message here is Diana. She is the goddess of the hunt. She's the protector of nature, the protector of the animals. And her message for the fire element is focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. It's a very powerful card. The goddess Diana always had very strong intentions. She always made her mark. She practiced every day with a bow and arrow so that she became very excellent with that. Let's see, I'm going to move this up a little bit so we can get a better visual there. Perfect. But Diana is also about integrity because as one of the goddesses, she had very strong boundaries. She put up a lot of spiritual, magical boundaries around nature and the animals to protect them. She was the protectress of the earth elements, okay? She was considered one of the most beautiful goddesses and one of the kindest when you entered her world with permission. So when we're working with Diana and focused intention, it's about having clarity within your boundaries and the targets that you want to reach for. And then you want to point your arrow and really head very diligently in that direction. And do not allow people to pull you off your pathway with their opinions. So Diana is telling you, you know where your integrity lies here. Follow that guidance. Doesn't mean you cannot take the advice on of others or you can't listen to them, absolutely. But take what you need and only what you need. But more than anything, follow your own inner guidance, your own intention, your own integrity here. Getting a very strong message around personal integrity with that. And of course, it's interesting because the color ray there is lilac or purple, which is the third eye in the crown chakra. So you're here also following your higher mind, which is that Aquarius energy. And so you're doing the observer, the non-attachment on your journey, which would be correct with that. Because if you want to reach your target, you cannot allow those other people to distract you or situations to distract you. So what is it you're focused on during this beautiful energy in Leo? And even as I'm saying that, understand that these messages are always timeless or eternal. You are focused on love. You are focused on romance. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. So you're focused on building greater love and romance in your life. You're focused on attention and affection. Again, focused, right? Your personal attention. So that goes back to focus. But you're really focused on your love life right now and building greater romance and making sure that in your love life, you're on this dance together. I love pile number 1 so far with the fire element because the focus is the cosmic dance of love. But it's through romance. And what is romance? Lavishing each other with kindness, with gifts, whether small or large, lavishing one another with vacations, with not only kind words, but kind expressions of love, and dancing in your romantic life, having fun, making it an adventure. Because in this card, they're having fun together. This is meant to be a joyful dance of romance. So for any of you that chose pile number 1, where you're not feeling this energy, perhaps the message is to change it up, to change. You come in. You're the fire element. Fire, you're lighting fire to something here. So change the dynamic in your relationship. Don't wait for your partner to do that. To light a fire here and see if you can bring in this beautiful new adventuresome energy. And if it ends up not happening, then perhaps the question you need to ask yourself is, am I in the right relationship for me? Okay, so these are about, specifically I'm seeing romantic relationships. However, you can apply the focused intention and reaching your target in any area of your life right now, because Leo energy is about following your heart, following your passion, your heart's desire. And if right now it's towards creativity, towards building a greater financial world, being more economically wise, going to a new place in your life in terms of home, career, just simply go after what you want is the primary message. So now let's dive a little bit deeper here, because romance is involved. From the Shaman's Dream Oracle, I love this deck. What is guiding you on this journey? The Will of the Wisp. Treasures hidden in the shadows. So the Will of the Wisp is coming in here to invite you onto a new pathway, a new road. Yes, I was feeling with the fire element that there's a new pathway arising, and this is a new pathway in love and romance, but also creativity, adventure, and beauty. So let's read from this deck, because the messages here are very, very powerful. The Will of the Wisp hovers in her luminescent glory above the twilight moors of your life, whispering for you to step into the fog, into the mystery, into the unknown. You may have been visited by her before, but even though you were intrigued, you refused her invitation. So the Will of the Wisp is inviting you on a new journey, but it is an unknown one. There's hidden treasure there, but to do it, you must dive in to the unknown. And this is a message about love, isn't it? You are going deeper into the great mystery of the dance of love, the journey of love. What did I talk about in the beginning? The cosmic journey of love. So far, the pile number one, the fire signs or fire energies, you're ready to go, okay? The Will of the Wisp has come to you once again to offer you magic. But will you have to sacrifice certainty in the pursuit of adventure? Will you have to shift your comfort zone for perhaps the dangers of discovery, your well-trodden path for the detours that could possibly lead you slightly astray? You have to be willing to jump in, even knowing that there will be things along this pathway that you feel like you're going in a direction you didn't want to go in. But remember, whatever direction you're going in, even the unknown directions, they hold great experience, especially the unknown directions, because you are willing to take a chance, a leap of faith. I'm getting the Fool's energy here from the Tarot. Can you accept that losing yourself will bring you closer to your actual true self? The profound shift of an epiphany can occur only when you risk the detour and you enter the unknown. Now is the time to trust higher forces to lead you into this place, these worlds that are hidden at the threshold between what was and what can be. Here is where you will learn about your own unmaking, to unmask yourself. So that's telling you, for pile number one, that you are unmasking yourself. You are really finding out at a much deeper level than ever before in your life who you really are and what you truly desire. And you desire romance. You desire a cosmic love, a love that goes beyond all lifetimes. It is eternal. That is what you are seeking. But you are seeking yourself here too. And you know that cosmic love only comes from two individuals who do not seek completion in one another, but simply know that in coming into that dance, you add something to your already wholeness. So true love isn't about completing one another or finding someone who completes something in you. It's about meeting up with someone who adds to your already complete, whole sense of self. Okay, that's what true love is about. And that's what pile number 1 is being invited to get onto, that pathway from the will of the wisp. Here is where you will learn about your own unmasking. Yep, love what you discover here, dark or light. See it all as divine and find a quiet, thrumming power waiting for you to channel it into the world for good. So on this pathway of love, and it's an unknown pathway that you're being guided to go on here, the treasure you find will be filled with the wealth of love and kindness. It is here that you will find true love and true prosperity, and it will be ripe for you to share with others. So the will of the wisp is here for you now. Will you accept her invitation? For a great bounty of goodness awaits you. That is a profound message. And remember that on the journey of love, you must also embody dark and light, for they coexist here together. But the dark is your shadow self, which holds hidden treasures just as much as your light does. So let's complete this with an affirmation that you are meant to carry with you in practice. I awaken the limitless love within me. I am abundant. I awaken the limitless love within me. So you carry within you boundless love. I am abundant. You are both. You are both abundant and you are limitless. That is a beautiful affirmation. And so the stone that you're meant to work with during this time, and that's what it looks like, is bismuth. Rewrite your code with rainbows. This is a beautiful, beautiful message. Those that need this stone are those who are easily distracted, who burn out their fire, and for people who get bored very easily. Very interesting. So this is a grounding stone, but it's asking you again, what did I say for the fire element? You have a tendency to go very fast and you can burn yourself out. So the bismuth stone is asking you to slow yourself down a little bit. Enjoy the dance. Rewrite your code and do it with rainbows. That is a beautiful message. Alrighty, let's go to pile number 2. So we're going from fire now to earth. I believe it was carnelian. So let's look at the beautiful goddess guiding the earth element. We have Aphrodite. Yes, we do. So the earth element would be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, or if you're drawn to this because maybe you feel like you need to be more grounded, you need to be more focused on this earth, more goal-oriented. And I love it because Aphrodite is the goddess of love. And I love the orange color because that's the sacral chakra, the second chakra, which is the chakra of romance, love, really diving into your inner femininity here. So awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. That's a beautiful, beautiful message. The sacral chakra is about finding balance and harmony too. So for those of you that chose pile 2 or the earth element, you're really wanting to balance something out in your life right now. And I feel for this group, maybe you've been working very hard, very diligently. You've been very much in the mundane world, and Aphrodite's inviting you to bring in your inner goddess now. Work with your femininity or your feminine nature, your creative impulses. Draw, paint, cook, garden. Go to a dance class. Get out and change your wardrobe. Color your hair. Get a makeover, okay? For others of you, what I'm getting is Aphrodite's telling you you're glowing up right now. You are glowing. People are noticing you. The divine goddess of love is igniting your auric field, and you're looking very beautiful in the world right now. So continue to breathe that energy in. But Aphrodite's also telling you that romance and love is dancing around you and through you. So let's look at the deeper messages here. I wanted to pull from the Whispers of Love, consider your foundation. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. So now we're getting a little extra message here. How committed to love are you? Because sometimes with Aphrodite, she's all about play, right? It's about just playing. I don't need any commitment. I just want to be free and play and have fun. And here it's asking you, do you want something deeper? Because for the earth energy here, I'm feeling like you actually do. Or if you've been in a time of play in your life, you're reaching that place now where you want to go much deeper. You want to build a greater foundation of love in your life, okay? You want to bring commitment in. You want to commit to love. For others of you, I'm getting the message is that maybe you haven't been dating in a long time. Maybe you haven't been participating in the dance of love. You've been too involved, as I said earlier, in your mission, your career, your finances. Maybe it's for some of you who've been working on your health or improving your diet and your physical looks and well-being. And now you're ready to open yourself up to bringing in true love. And this can be true for some of you that have been in a long-term partnership, or maybe you're in that partnership or marriage and you've both been focusing on other things but not each other. And so this is about considering the foundation of your family and of your marriage or your partnership. And it's time for you to work on the foundation of your love life right now, okay? It's time to work on setting and building a greater, more firm, solid, yet beautiful, magical foundation for your love life. And that foundation can be a home, but it can also be financial and economic well-being and stability, okay? So for pile number two, which does make sense because the earth element, loves romance, but they need to know that it's grounded, that both people involved are making a living, that there's something to build upon physically within that relationship, that it's not just all playfulness and fun. There has to be building towards something. So for pile number two, there's a message of commitment here, okay? What are you ready to commit to right now in your life? And I'm getting that part of the message here is you're committing to a new home, a new career, a family, or you're committing to your marriage or your partnership. Perhaps you're getting married. And for those of you that are single, you're ready now to really enter into a relationship that you want to build a beautiful home with, okay? And lastly, the final commitment here, and the most important one, is to bring in this beautiful foundation and this stability, is you've got to commit to your inner goddess. You can't simply be in your masculine self, because when we are spending so much time in our masculine energy, which is the active principle, we're out of balance in our life. And you're being guided back to bringing something in your life into balance. And the message is here now to live through your goddess energy, that is the solution and the answer you seek. So commit to your inner goddess. Now let's dive even deeper here to the shaman's dream messages. I love it. There's a covenant here, a sacred contract. This, I really feel for pile number two, that you're either in a marriage or a relationship, or you're in a relationship that you haven't gotten engaged or married yet. And it's telling you here, the message for many of you, or some of you at least, is that this is a sacred connection. And for those of you that are single, you're about to embark on a sacred connection, okay? That a beautiful partnership that is destined is coming towards you. Commitment, sacred contract, and the greater good. You are being invited now by the universe to enter into a sacred contract. The covenant card may also be a call to recognize that an ancient agreement that you made with Spirit needs to be renewed. So we're getting two very different messages here. One, that you are being called into a sacred contract. For others, it's an ancient agreement that you made before coming into this lifetime that needs to be renewed or canceled and torn up. Is this an opportunity showing up right now that is full of promise? But if you are unable to sign and seal the deal or commit to it, the reason is that either you don't want it anymore or that it needs to be elevated to a sacred covenant. So the message here is, if you are being presented with a divine counterpart, divine partnership, a beautiful opportunity, a promise of love, but something in you is unable to sign this contract, then maybe you have changed in this lifetime, that maybe that deal you made with Spirit before you came needs to be torn up or canceled because you have evolved in a different way since you've been here in this lifetime, and this is not a contract you want or feel you want to commit to. It would take you off your current path, and you know it. So you need to tear it up. Okay, so that's one message. The other message is the reason you can't commit to it or sign the contract is you know that something isn't ready yet. The frequency between you and them has not merged. In other words, you're at a different frequency than they are. You can look at them and they can look at you and say, you are my sacred soulmate, you are my twin flame. But there's something off. And that off is that you're not at the same level. One of you needs to level up. And until you level up, this sacred contract cannot be signed. Okay? The reason is that it needs to be elevated to a sacred covenant. A covenant must be founded on the truth, not your truth, his truth, or her truth, but a greater truth that takes the destiny of all into account. So these sacred covenants or contracts, these golden contracts, are ones that serve the cosmic energy. They serve the greater good of the all. And only those contracts can you sign. The covenant is not about your agenda. Spirit must be invited to come to the table as a guarantor of the good faith of all involved, and to ensure that the direction you are embarking on will be for the greatest good. So it's going to be for your greatest good, the person you're embarking on this with, their greatest good, and for the greatest good of all those lives that your relationship coming into union is meant to touch. So for pile number 2, there's a lot of pausing here. You've got to make sure that you have built a foundation. You have created your own castle so that your king, your queen, your emperor, your empress may come. Because if your castle is not built, the covenant is not ready. Okay? And the castle has to come from the goddess energy. Again, we didn't get the masculine energy here. We got the feminine. You've got to follow your heart. The feminine energy is the heart energy here. So let me finish reading this because this message is incredibly important. It's important that you understand what you are signing up for. So that's the other message here. What are you signing up for? Make sure it's to build this castle, this beautiful house in the clouds, meaning it serves the good of the all. Be sure to read the fine print so as not to commit to something that you will soon regret or that will compromise your truth and your integrity. Do not hesitate to pull out all of your own cards on the table. In fact, you should. Absolute truth and transparency is necessary here. Put all of your cards on the table so that your motives and your desires are transparent and nothing is left in the darkness. That is the key. Because when shadow elements remain hidden, the covenant breaks down and becomes a contract with an unspoken dark side that is inevitably fulfilled. That's a very profound message. So Earth, those of you that chose the Earth pile, please re-listen to this. Take notice to the sacred contracts you are signing at this time. And these are not only contracts of love. These are also contracts of mission, career, home, okay, and family. I'm getting all of it. The biggest message here is really look at the contracts you are signing and be sure that every contract you sign is a sacred one. And if it isn't and you still want it, lift it up to become a sacred contract, okay? And that means for those of you that are in current business contracts, relationship contracts, it's time for that contract to come up for renewal. And you've got to really look at the fine print, sit with it, give yourself time to look at, is this a contract in love or business that I want to sign? So let's look at your affirmations here that are going to help you on this journey. What is your affirmation? The power of the universe shines within me. The power of the universe shines within me. So that's a message that you contain all that you need. The power you need is already within you. And the stone that you are here to work with that's going to guide you, I believe it's carnelian. No, it's garnet. It's garnet. Get into your depth. Who needs it? Writers who aren't writing, painters who aren't painting, sexual beings who aren't sexing. When to use it? When you feel like the real you is getting lost in the sometimes shallow, often materialistic priorities of a likes-driven culture. Get into your depth. So the message there, again, we're going back to Aphrodite, is consider your foundation. So before you enter into any contract, you have to look at yourself. Are you ready for this? What is your foundation? Okay? Go into your depths. Get rid of the superficiality in your life right now. That is the final message. I love you all. Let's go to pile number 3. Now, as I do these messages, below, if you like the messages and you like the affirmations, claim it. Let me know below that you claim this reading, okay? So let me go to pile number 3, which is the air element, which is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. The goddess that's guiding us is fairness, the Egyptian goddess Maat. This situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Well, I love Maat because she automatically brings in the energy of Libra, right? We see the dove of peace. We see the feather on her forehead. It's about taking life lightly right now. Don't allow life to drag you down. Seek the lightness, seek the balance, seek the harmony and the peace. And if there's anything you're working through right now or wanting to resolve in your life, ask that the goddess Maat come in and help you, that divine justice and divine right action be meted out right now, that you want fairness in all things and all situations in your life. And you are being given the message that this will be so, okay? So I'm getting a message of not only fairness and justice, but lightness, to really lighten things up in your life right now. and perhaps something coming in the future in the time of Libra that you need to pay attention to. So either Libra season or when we have the full moon in Libra, which will be in April. So the spring month of April and then Libra season, which is late September, October, are perhaps for pile number 3, the air pile, a specific timing that you might need to focus on. Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper. What are the further messages here? Be authentic to who you are. You are being asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Beautiful. I love it because she has a swan on the top of her head. We have butterflies. A lot of different messages here, and we have the sun in the background too. Something about your authenticity is being called in right now, okay? About being authentic and true to who you are. So you must first decide how you feel within yourself. Do you feel like you're in balance? Do you feel like you've got a lot of harmony in your life right now? Are you taking things too much to heart or too seriously? Do you need to lighten your load, lighten up a little bit? But being authentic to who you are is about admitting to yourself your truth. What is your honesty here? A very strong Libra energy in pile number 3, the air energy. So those of you that are watching this pile, I'm going to say you probably have Libra somewhere in your chart, even if it's just your Mercury or your Venus or your rising sign, okay? Though the balancing card can also come in with Gemini energy as well. Not so much Aquarius, but the balancing is very much for Libra and Gemini. Now the authenticity message and being genuinely who you are and not being afraid to be that is Aquarius. So far, very much the air energy is very present here because Aquarius is about standing in your individual uniqueness, even if it means standing alone there, okay? So that could be part of the message for pile number 3. So we're going to go even deeper here from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, the Sky Dancers. Surrender. You are being asked to surrender. We've got a lot of birds here, which again, butterflies, birds, swans, a lot of the air element. And you know, the bird of peace is a message about peace. Always seek peace, which is about seeking the higher ground, but do not seek peace at the expense of your authenticity and at the expense of the truth, okay? The truth is more important than keeping the peace. Now, the way to attain both is to speak your truth and be authentic in the most diplomatic way possible. That is when a peaceful resolution is most likely going to come in. So the Sky Dancers, let's see, what is this? We have butterflies. Yeah, it's a butterfly. So you're emerging. There's some kind of emergence happening here. Let me read from that book because I know there's a very powerful message here. Surrender. When a sky dancer appears, she's inviting you to welcome in the deepest power of the feminine into your life. You have already overanalyzed your situation to exhaustion. Now is the time to invite the sacred feminine in, which is the wisdom within your heart, no matter your gender, to guide you to success. So the message there is that you've been too much in the mind. It's time to go into the heart. So for pile number 3, you may want to go back and read pile number 2, the earth pile. There might be some extra message there for you. It's time to surrender to the sacred feminine, to surrender to your heart talk, not your mind talk. That's one of the messages. Get out of your mind. You've overanalyzed the situation to exhaustion. Stop it. Meditate. Go exercise. Sleep. Take a bath, whatever it is, but get out of your mind. That's one message, okay? The other one is if you have become earthbound, plotting and planning and praying for change, cease and desist. So part of what Maud is showing us here is where the balance is. So if you've been on one end of the pendulum and not in the middle, which end of that pendulum have you been on? Too much in your mind and exhausting your mind and overanalyzing things to death? Or have you been on the other side of the pendulum, which has been plotting and over-organizing and doing, and so earthbound that you're not in your heart and you're not in your mind. And you just keep praying and praying and praying, okay? Praying for change, praying for change. The answer is stop, because you become too attached to that. So again, there's some kind of message here around attachment. Attachment to the mind, being over analytical, or attachment to being so plotting and planning and organizing and praying that you're not letting something go. So surrender means stop trying to control, whether you're controlling it through the mental chatter or mental talk, or whether you're trying to control it through doing things in the earthbound realm or in the mundane. Stop trying to figure it all out, stop overthinking, and stop praying all the time about the same thing. Instead, surrender. You know, there's a magic tool with prayer. Once you put the prayer out a couple of times, you got to let it fly. That's why we've got all these air energies here. The dove of peace, the butterflies, the swan. The swan is the message of flow. Be in the state of flow. Be in the state of grace. Surrender. Surrender to your heart. Because think of the earth energy, the plotting and the organizing and the preparing and the planning. That's like the first, second, third chakras, right? And then the mental one is the sixth, the mind. And you're being told, go to the heart, the center of your body. Your heart is where you need to live right now. And the heart is the place of surrender. The sky dancers are heralding in the arrival of a new relationship for you, whether it's with yourself, in your work, or in your love life. Do not assume that this person or opportunity, though, is here to rescue you. The only way to liberation is to kiss the ground goodbye and take flight, to rise above the fray and the drama of the struggling, arguing mind. So that's a very powerful message. There's a relationship coming to you, but do not assume that this is someone who's going to rescue you. Again, what I'm getting with pile number 3 is a very strong message. You and only you are responsible for your own well-being and your own happiness. No single human being is responsible for that in your life. So for pile 3, there's a message about coming into inner wholeness here, and that you need to do it through your heart muscle. And you need to fly and practice the art of letting go and surrendering and listening to your emotional body, listening to your inner intuitive body and how that's guiding you. Because you want to enter into this new relationship, whether it's work or romantic or with yourself, from a place of freedom. You want to come together and enjoy one another and enjoy getting to know one another from a place of liberation, where you both are individual beings here to support each of your unique individuality. This cannot be based on codependency. So pile 3, maybe look at perhaps habits of codependency that you've had in the past, and you're being asked to work on it. Okay? Kiss the ground goodbye and take flight. I love that. Rise above the drama. Dance in the sky and view the madness below. You're being asked also to become non-attached. Again, the opposite of codependency, right? Don't become codependent. That's not what relationships are here for. Relationships are meant to add to our journey. They're not meant to complete us. So again, you may need to go back to, I think it was pile number 2. by simply witnessing the actors and the human comedy unfolding on the ground, you can transform it. So when you become the observer and you're not attached, and you're just stepping back and watching, you can actually transform what's happening. Because as you observe the drama, you unleash the power of the sacred feminine that allows for resolution. So they're saying here, the sky dancers, that the sacred feminine is working with you right now through the energy of non-attachment. And that when you're non-attached, the resolution will present itself in magical ways. The sky dancers know the maps of heaven and the way to the holiest and most sacred spaces on earth. They come to help you now with your current life, and even more important, to guide you to the realization of your own divinity. So the final message here is that you are coming into yourself. So for pile number 3, I feel that you're coming into sacred union with you. But there is a new relationship or a evolving of a current relationship on the horizon. And these are the tools to bring that in as fast as possible, okay? Because I know with air energies, like with fire, you're ready and you're ready now and you want it now. So these are the tools. So let me give you your affirmation message to practice. I acknowledge and accept emotions as they arise within me without prejudice or judgment. That is beautiful. You know, with the air energy, all air signs, their superpower is communication, or becoming the best version of themselves in the realm of communication and relationships. But what they're here to learn is how to also become the best version of themselves within the emotional body. How to communicate through emotions and expressions, not just words and thoughts. Because the heart communicates through touch, through expressions that the body makes. When you smile at someone without saying a word, you are giving them a very deep communication. The smile from your lips and your eyes can be even a more powerful message than any word that comes out of your mouth, okay? I acknowledge and accept emotions as they arise within me without prejudice or judgment. So again, we're getting the message of non-attachment. But the non-attachment is not just about other people and situations. It means don't judge yourself either. Allow your emotions to come up. Love them, work with them, integrate them, but never judge them. So let's look at the last message here for you, and that is the stone or the crystal that you are meant to work with, and it's green. It's moldavite. Transform your life on this earth. Who needs it? Spiritual seekers, extraterrestrials trapped in human bodies. I love that. Oh, and Aquarians. Now that's funny. That really matches, huh? The Aquarians need it. When to use it? When you feel too grounded, or the opposite, disconnected. So when you feel too grounded, which is the plotting, or you feel disconnected, that means you're too much in your mind. Moldavite is all about operating at a higher frequency. Okay, so your message is to operate at a higher frequency to transform your life at this time. Beautiful messages. Let me know below if you affirm that this message is for you. Because when you let me know and you say out loud, I affirm this message, then you are letting the universe know that you're ready for this, and call in the sky dancers. So let's go to our very last element, which is water. And that would be the white crystal. So what beautiful goddess is guiding us here. And of course, I'm not shocked, I should be, but the goddess fits with the water. So far, all the goddesses have been in alignment with the elements. So the water elements are Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Or if you were drawn to the water element, if you feel like you need to access your emotions deeper, you need that water energy more, it's the goddess Ixchel, the Mayan goddess, the medicine woman. You are a channel for divine healing power. You're a channel for divine healing power. Allow that healing power to come through you now. So this is a message then for the healers out there. And perhaps you're in need of a healing right now, or you are working on healing something in your life at this time. So Ixchel is working with you. Invite her in. She is the medicine woman. So a couple different messages here. One, that you are a healer, okay? And perhaps you're working on whatever your healing modality is. Maybe you already have your business up and running. Perhaps you want to expand upon it. You're learning new things. Perhaps you don't have any business yet, but you're wanting to jump onto the healing field, go to school. You sense that you have healing energy. You want to learn more about it. Number two, you're going through a profound healing in your life. Call on the element of water, the lightning, the thunderstorm, the hurricane, to build that energy within you, okay? You're going through a profound healing. And you may be both. You may be a healer going through a profound healing. So the goddess Ixchel is here to confirm that your healing is assured. But welcome her in and go out. Be by the waterfalls. Be by the ocean. Go by any live bodies of water. Drink more water. Make your water alkaline. Put lemon or orange or cucumber in it. Make your water live. A lot of profound messages here about the water element. And lastly, the water element is our emotional well-being, that you are really accessing the deeper levels of your emotions right now. And you're listening very deeply to your intuitive body. Okay? Beautiful. And so what is the message from the Whispers of Love? To focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. I love that. It means the answer here is to focus on love. And that the only answer here is love. To focus on the good within everyone and everything, not the bad. Okay, and I don't even want to say the bad. Let's say focus on the positive, on what's working, the glass half full, not the glass half empty. It doesn't mean that you ignore the weaknesses or the challenges, but it means that you focus instead on the way through, which is through what is working, okay? If you focus too much on what's not working, you can get entangled in a very big web and then not know how to get out of it. So the answer here is focus on love, that love is the answer you seek. Isn't it interesting? I brought my little dragon in. Didn't realize the dragon was there. I love it. So let's dive a little bit deeper from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. What is the deeper guidance here? The crown games. It's the right use of power. So for pile number 3, the water element, I'm getting something about sovereignty, self-empowerment, to really truly wear the crown of power. You must always work with the crown games. You must be aware of what the crown games mean. And it means the right use of power. So let me read that because that's a very, very intense message. It's about leadership, responsibility, accountability, and the right use of power. There's a game of power that we all play, whether we are conscious of that or not. You want to be on top. You want to be the best version of you, the most effective, the most beloved. But what are you sacrificing when you do that? And when you want to be the best version of you, is it through your spirit, through your heart? Or how much ego involvement is there here? So the Crown Games is asking you to look at this. Okay, so here are the questions. Can you forgive without condoning and keep your dignity when challenged? Will you be accountable, amenable to change, or making amends? Can you let go of your need to rescue others? These are the questions you need to ask, because rescuing others, not forgiving and having judgment, always seeking to make amends, guess what? You're doing the crown games. That's ego. You're playing the game of power. And you're thinking that when you're rescuing others, you're not playing the game of power, but you are. Okay? So I love this message. It's asking you to really look at your motives. Lead with humility. Lead with humility while letting others discover their way home. I'm going to read that again. Lead with humility while letting others discover their way home. When we rescue others, when we do everything to make amends, to be amenable, we're not helping anybody. We're just allowing the status quo to continue, okay? And we're not allowing other people to discover their own way home. Right now, you are learning that empowerment comes with a price and a sacrifice for sovereignty. This is a time to pick your battles, to use strategy and temper your reactions. You have the power to make a beautiful difference on behalf of others as well as yourself. Can you see power as a currency that you must spend judiciously? That means you want to look at power as a currency and energy that you must be very discerning and humble with. True power is stewarded wisely, for it is given from the divine, not from the ego. In all of your relations, the greatest beauty is when power is shared. If you are in a higher position, it's even more important now to be kind and respectful with those that are not. So that's another lesson. Lead with humility. Ask for guidance is the final message here, because you're not meant to do this alone. On the journey of sovereignty and self-empowerment, you're never alone. All of your guides, angels, masters, indeed the very cosmos is bending towards you, okay? Ask for that guidance. Be in it, listen to it, follow it, your intuition. It will come when you choose compassion over your own goals and desires. So it's asking you to check your power at the door. Look at the motivation behind your goals and your desires. When you stop caring about who wears the crown, true success and influence appears for you. Now that is the final answer here. I'm going to read it one more time. When you stop caring about who wears the crown, true success and influence will appear for you. I love that message. So let me finish up with the affirmation for you to be practicing. I am a conscious creator of the energy around me. Isn't that perfect? Okay, so that's your message of the crown of games, the crown actually of sovereignty. So you're being asked to choose or to understand the difference between what wearing the crown of sovereignty or self-empowerment means as opposed to wearing the crown of games. I am a conscious creator of the energy around me. And the last message is the stone that you are meant to be working with right now. This beautiful white crystal. It's Baron-Reid. Turn on your electric light. When the daily grind has ground you into the pavement, when you feel like launching into space but lack the astronaut training, vibing with Baron-Reid can help divert your busy mind away from its pesky physics-ruled orientation. There's somewhere else out there. Flip on the high beams and fly. Turn on your electric light. I love that. Okay, everyone, sending you all a giant, giant